Oh, this is about to be a hot mess. I love this so much for us.
It always is. It's on brand, if nothing else.
For real. Yeah.
Welcome back, everybody. I'm Erika.
And this is Sarah. We are the Living Understaffed podcast, the chaos we cannot clock out of. Today, we are joined by Eisley Rose, indie author, and we are so pumped as this is round 2 of the absolute shit show that is Living Understaffed. Erika, how has your, we recorded in Alabama last week. How's the week been since you left Alabama?
You know how time isn't real? I had briefly like a time isn't real sort of vortex, and I was like, everything's fine. And then I remembered, like I knew that I was going to Kansas City this weekend, but I also did not think about how soon that was, and now I'm like, oh. So now I have a bit of like the travel angst, and also I just have a lot of, like, I was gone for a week from work, and I came back to work on Friday, and I just had a lot to do. And I was able to get a lot done because it was just me in the office, which was great. But then I'm going to go back to work on Monday, and I just know that it's going to be a lot. And instead of resting this weekend, like I told myself that I really should do, instead, I'm just like, well, I have some free time. Let me reorganize all my belongings. So currently all of my shit is just everywhere because I stopped midway through because I ran out of motivation, because I really wanted to make cinnamon rolls, which I made, and they were delicious.
First of all, priorities. God damn it.
Listen, and I decided to do that because I was like, you know what? I want to learn how to make sourdough. And my friend who lives in Charlotte gave me part of her sourdough starter that she named hers Francine. And I was like, well, mine needs an old lady name. So mine is Drusilla.
Yes.
So I'm currently making a loaf of Drusilla. But because I was like, well, I want to bake, and I did this last night. I was like, well, I want to bake, but you have to let the starter like feed for 12 hours or whatever. And I'm like, well, I can't do that now, so I may as well make cinnamon rolls. So I did that instead because I still wanted to bake. And then I was like, well, I did do the sourdough thing, so I do have to do that this morning. Anyway, so here I am with like 17 half-finished chores. But Sarah, you'd be proud of me. I am drinking water.
In a Buc-ee's cup, no less. I'm so proud.
Yes. And also, I don't know if my dog is acting weird because she ate a pair of my sweatpants, or if she's just being a dramatic bitch.
Also, you brought her to work on Friday, and she was so good.
She was very good.
The pictures are so cute.
I'll show you a picture of her. Oop.
You mean the video?
Yes. Don't mind the bedroom. It's fine. Everything's fine.
Oh, Bean.
Yes. Her name is Daisy, but I call her the sweet bean because she is sweet and she's shaped like a bean. But yeah, she ate sweatpants and she got really sad when I was gone. She got all depressed and like just sort of moped around, and I was like, well, what if something's stuck in there and she just doesn't feel good? But she's kind of been acting fine. She's been acting better and better since I got back. So I was like, maybe you're just being a drama queen.
Maybe she loves her human and she missed you.
Yeah. She is eating normally and drinking water normally. So I'm not super worried about it, but.
Good. My week has been,
Yeah, sorry, I'm an asshole. How's your week, Sarah?
I went on a 3-week road trip, which included Kansas City and then Iowa. And then I had a work trip in the middle of that. So then I went to Nashville. And then it was like I got to see Erika in Alabama, and there's all these things. So from when we recorded last in Alabama together, I made it back to Texas, and it has just been nonstop. And so and Eisley, this is from our last conversation, we rented a storage unit that was like a 15 by 25, and that was in the process of moving my sister's house into the new house so that we had space to like spread out, and then I could put all of my crap from Missouri in there. But it was a temporary hold. The storage unit gave us a good deal for a 2-month like cash deal. Well, I myself do not need a freaking 15 by 25 for all of my stuff. Like, there's no, and also, I'm not paying $350 a month for that unit. Like, you're high. So
Truly.
we only paid cash for 2 months for that particular unit so we could get them into the new house. So also this week, my sister's back went out. My brother-in-law busted his tailbone at work, so I had to move all of the stuff from the 15 by 25 unit over into a 10 by 10, which is great. The price point is better. It's still a little more expensive than I want, but we're just doing it for a month. So I now have moved my stuff 2 times. We have moved their stuff 1, 2, 3 times to get into the new house. And then when I come back from this next trip in December, I will have to move my stuff to a whole new storage facility because I'm not paying these fucking prices. And so I'm like, I've moved so much stuff in the last 2 months that I'm fucking over it, first of all. Second of all, this week, there were pieces of furniture and heavy things that I was not willing to lift by myself. Would I, because I'm a bad bitch? Yes. But also, I can't afford to also be broken right now, so I had to ask for a man's help.
Disgusting.
No judgment. You gotta do what you gotta do, babe. The timing is awfully sus. If that happens again in December, you gotta like make sure that your sister and brother-in-law like do nothing the week before.
Yeah. Well, and beautifully, the stuff that I'm actually putting in storage, I've downsized so much, but it's stuff that like won't fit in their house, or it's not the right aesthetic, or it's just shit that I really don't need in my room, you know? Plus I'm traveling full time, so like I don't need that stuff anyway. So really, I'm just going to try to find a cheaper storage unit and move that, into the other. Also, we don't have a truck, and said man that I asked for help has a truck. And I was like, might need your help again this quarter. Just saying.
Do it.
Yeah, so he was very kind, and we got all of the stuff moved in the storage unit in 2 days, and then whatever we were bringing to the house, we brought back. So very kind human. Appreciate that, but still disgusting, and I want to throw up in my mouth when I say it out loud. So, yeah. And then now I'm also prepping for my next road trip, as I, in this particular trip for the next 2 weeks, am driving, am taking a train, am riding in someone else's car to another city, flying back to Texas, taking my car south to go see my brother's ceremony, then driving back to my town. So, like, planes, trains, and automobiles, baby. We're totally fine. We're fine.
Oh, that's so much stress. Doing that even in summer, let alone winter time, is just like, I stay home.
I honestly, the travel piece of it is what I love. And my job gives me the flexibility to kind of do what I want in my downtime.
Well,
And so I'm going to live it up while I can.
yeah.
So, yeah. So, Eisley Rose, tell us about you. Have you been understaffed recently?
I mean, I'm the only one, and my mental state has been like in half. So absolutely. Absolutely. With having to homeschool my kiddos, and not having to, but homeschooling my kiddos. And then I have been implementing all of the edits that my editor found. And let me tell you, I grossly underused the comma. So that is, yeah. So throughout the whole manuscript, I'm having to add a lot of commas. And as I'm reading through it, I'm like, you know what? I think I want this flip-flopped, because that's the way my brain works. My brain, because of the lovely ADHD that you understand. What are you doing in here, Kat? She doesn't even like me. She wants to be trapped in here. This is the cat that would be good weaponized in the apocalypse. This is like her. She's very pretty. Yeah. So anyway, back to the ADHD now. Okay. But yeah, so I grossly underestimate the amount of commas I need, and then I'm flip-flopping words. But with my ADHD, it works better once I have already sent it to the editor. So then I sent it to the editor, and then I'm like, oh, I think I want to change. And then I send it back to just be like, hey, this is what I did. And then I, at the same time, send it to the main editor, which it is Scott Editorial. They are based overseas in the UK. They're fabulous to work with. I love them. I always recommend them. And so I sent it to the main lady there. Her name is Amy. She owns the company, and she proofreads for me. And then it's done. It's done. So right now, today, after I get off of here, I'm going to spend some time with the kids because I've neglected them for my girls today, for you girls. And then I had a day date with a friend at the movies. And then I'll hang out with them, and then I'll just finish up. I have one chapter left to implement the edits, just one chapter. And then I'm going to go back and read the whole thing. It'll be fine. It'll be grand. Yeah. And it's like the first time I'm actually going to read the book with it in its finality. And that's actually my funnest time, is the very end. That way I'm not picking apart parts and what I should have put and where. I'm just rereading it and being like, well, I think I want these words flopped. And that's pretty easy, but it just takes time.
Right. Well, and first of all, I'm going to read a little bit from your website, because for the listeners who maybe don't know who Eisley Rose is, so she is an indie author and an entrepreneur who lives in the Kansas City area. She is ADHD brilliant, as we all are. So loves reading, writing, painting, concerts, tennis, movies, board games with her family. She's also homeschooling. She's also a registered nurse. Like, she's kind of a menace to herself and to the Kansas City society. You're welcome. But the one thing that I really love from your website is a quote from you, and it says, if you choose to be one thing in this world, choose to be unequivocally, unapologetically you. And after we met you at Lit Libations earlier this year, of course, like, we got your info, and, we did the promo recording, and we did all this stuff. Like, I added your website, and I was like looking at it, and I found that quote, and I was like,
hallelujah.
Tell us how you started writing. Like, what was the inspiration behind it?
I've always been creative. For example, when I was a child, my friends will love this. Back in the day, I used to make music videos. Okay, so we would get stupid excited, like blow up balloons and like rip up paper and then place it on our ceiling fan in my dad's loft in our house. So that way we could well time it. We used to play the music. We used to be like 1, 2, 3, go. And then we'd start playing the music. So that way at the beginning of the movie, we could listen to the 1, 2, 3, go. And then in real life, I could play it at the same time. And then we could mute the TV. And then, so we would we would have the words dead on and everything. And I used to make my friends, Caitlin, Amanda, those are my big people. And I just was like, you're going to be in a music video today. And I was the director. I was always the person behind the scenes. So I guess that would also be equivocally the author. So I was the director of the music videos, and I would turn on the ceiling fans and be like, she's so lucky. She's a star. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I'm breaking it out, girl. Oh, you better believe. So I just always had this creative, I've always kind of had manuscripts in my head. I've always made up different ideas and stories. And then in 2012, prior to getting pregnant with my first kiddo, I just had this idea one night, and I was at work working urgent care because I was a nurse. And I was just talking about it out loud. And one of the doctors was like, what book or movie are you talking about? And I was like, oh, it's mine. It's not even out yet. So at that time, when I drew in the attention of someone else that wasn't even in on the conversation, I was like, maybe this holds some truth. So I went home and I wrote it. I think it took a couple of years. Like it finished in 2012. But yeah, so wrote a book in 2012 and then had back-to-back babies. And I never wanted to resent them or feel bad for having them because I also breastfed and they were needy and I love them and they all had colic and they left me. Stage 4 clingers. And I never wanted to make them feel bad. So I just was like, okay, I will wait. And so when my youngest is now 4, but when he was 18 months old, I was like, here, Fasha, I had them for you. And I netted them off and I went to the library and I just had some me time and finally got it out because one of my friends found out that Stephanie had found out that I had this long time thing, and she loved being an author. She was the president of a book club, and she was like, "I really want to know about it." So I actually had to rewrite the entire manuscript in past tense. And that's one of the reasons I got rejected from the over 100 publishers and agents that I submitted to was because they said, yes, they said, oh, this would take a lot of work. And I'm like, give it, I can do it. And they just didn't believe in me. Well, if someone doesn't believe in you, believe in yourself. You're
Correct.
all you can count on. So I went ahead and rewrote the entire book in 6 weeks because my friend every single night was like, I want a new chapter. I want a new chapter. So because of Stephanie, in this world, there is now glitched. So I got that done. And then I finally just put a date. I was like, I did my research because I have the TISM. So I researched things thoroughly before jumping in. Like, it really scares me. That's why I haven't done a Kickstarter yet. I need someone to hold my hand like a toddler and just guide me through it. And then I can do it. Then I'll be confident. It's after that first time. And so I had all the children. I wanted to find my spark again. I wanted to get me back. For anyone who's a mother gets it. Like, you give your all to your children. You lose it all. I wasn't smiling anymore. Like, I was having to remind myself to smile throughout the day. That's not good. So for my mental health, I needed some time away, and it was great. And the librarians and everybody got to know me really well. And we're on a first name basis now. And I do events with them and they're great. But that's why I just always been very creative. And so now once a year, I pump out a new book because my kids have their sports and activities that they do. And this is what mommy does. I'm also trying to find a remote job, which is like impossible right now. So that's fun. It's fine. It'll all be fine, says the flaming dumpster.
Truly, truly. The amount of times I have like heart palpitating anxiety and I'm like,
Yep.
it's fine.
Just, you got bear down. Got to do the Valsalva maneuver and just bear down. And then that makes your heart palpitations.
Does it make me feel like in my mid-30s that I'm like, am I having a heart attack? Am I? And then it makes it worse where I'm like, oh, fuck. And then, of course, if you Google it, all hell breaks loose. I'm dying.
Always. Oh, yeah.
Or if I'm wearing a smartwatch and it's like, congratulations, you hit your active minutes goal. And I'm like, oh, no.
You hit your goals. That's good.
All of a sudden, my watch is like, hey, bitch, your heart rate's really high. Are you good? And I'm like, obviously not, fucker. Please stop reminding me.
Legit. When it tells me to stand up, I'm like, I will when I feel like it. Don't tell me what to do. I just rebel and I stay on my ass. And I'm like, I'm editing. I'm not going to stand up. Or I just stood up. And then I sat down. It's like stand up. And I'm like, no. I have an issue with authority.
Yes. The ADHD urge to have structure, but also rebel against the structure.
Well, that's the issue with having the ADHD makes me want to be spontaneous. And like you said, like I'll like right now, all of a sudden my counter is dirty again and I want to go clean it, but I'll get halfway through before I get bored and I want to go on to something else. Like I can't tell you like how much I have taken out the trash, but not replaced the trash bag because I only do half of what I do. But the TISM in me wants me to do thorough research and be stressed out about it because if I don't know enough, then I'm going to have high anxiety about it. So putting them together is just so much fun. It's like having two different personalities in one person. My poor husband. And I procreated with him. So my children are mini-me's. Carson if I start going through my closet at 10 o'clock at night, he's like, "Hi, Mom, I'm here to help you." And I'm like, yes, I had one just like me. And Tristan's just like, "Damn it, Nikki, we got to get the kids to bed." And I'm like, "It's fine. It's fine."
Everything's totally fine. I had the conversation with my sister that I was like the ADHD cleaning, where the whole idea of me cleaning my room is great. But if I find just the one little thing that goes in the bathroom, side quest to the bathroom for 8.5 hours.
Yep.
Yes. If I leave the room that I'm in, it's over.
Yeah, no, there is no other mission at that point. It's because I am beelining it to the bathroom to do whatever I need to do. But then I'll get hungry and need a snack. So then I'll be in the kitchen and be like, oh, let me just go ahead and do the dishes. Sweet. And then an hour later, after I've done the dishes, and I'm like, maybe I should do the floor. But the bathroom floor needs to be done too. Oh, I also need to vacuum. Okay. And it fucking spirals from there. And I don't understand. Like,
I'm not quite that bad. What I do is I'm like, okay, I want to do this thing, but I have to do this thing before I do that thing. I have to do this thing before I do that thing. And then I'm like mowing the lawn when my initial like plan was to organize my shoe
Do you
rack. I'm like,
overthink
how
it?
did we get here?
yeah.
Yeah. I'm like Sarah. I do the side quests nonstop. I actually put that I think it's in my second book. Seraphine tells Alessa, no side quests. And my friend who was beta reading at me at the time was like, side quests, LOL. And I was like, what about them? And he was like, you put it in your book. And I was like, I did. Like, I can't even tell you how much I have to read each book. And I still, like, when I have the audiobook, my audiobook narrator, Amy Hutchins, narrate each one, it's like a whole new world. It's like, I'm like sitting there like, dang, this is pretty good. And it's like, oh, I wrote it.
Yes.
That's how it should be.
We brain dump the episodes. So then when I go back through and edit it, it's actually a blessing in disguise, because when I go back through to edit and I pull all the shorts and the reels from it, I'm fucking cackling as much as just being a first time listener, where I'm like, this is fucking great. Oh, wait, this is our show. Like, this is us. And
That's
then Erika will
awesome.
listen to it once it publishes. She'll listen to it and be like, I don't fucking remember doing this at all, but we're fucking hilarious. I'm like, yeah.
Or how many times we both do this, or we'll be like, oh my God, we should do an episode on this. And the other one will be like, we did an episode on this already.
Right.
It's so bad.
Isn't it?
It's bad. Yeah. Okay. So as far as Glitch, tell us about the series. Tell us about the book. Tell us about the characters.
So it is going to be a 4-book series based on the premise that Spartan still exists in the world as a secret civilization dedicated to protecting humankind. It is not one genre, which, let me tell you, that is hard as hell on Amazon to try to figure out what category to put this in. It took me to book 3 to be like, oh, it's a dystopian. I can't even tell you how many I went through, but it is a dystopian. It's got romance. It's got adventure. So what I like to equate it to is the entire series is for people who like the Mummy series, the Matrix, back in the day, Romancing the Stone, or is action adventure, but just had the romance. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Or the Bourne series, then the series is for you, because it does have a lot more action. Like, everyone who reads it is caught in the action. And I do sell to men as much as I do women, because it's not a romantasy. The majority of these MFers is not romance. It is about seeking revenge and trying to find people who are lost, and there's a bit of torture, all the fun things. But the whole series will be a 4-book series. The 3rd book, Forged, is coming out this February 5th, 2026. And then I try to aim for once a year, because of my busy schedule. And because no one, honestly, holidays, being an indie author, they say don't even try to sell your books if you're not a well-known, because all the well-knowns are being bought up during the Christmas time. Well, then my birthday is like the 3rd or fourth week in January, depends. And that's known as Blue Monday, which is when you get the first credit card statements after Christmas. So never sell, don't try not to like do a release, a debut in January. So I aim for February. So that way everybody gets over that and they kind of hit that hump like, okay, I need to do something for myself again. I just spent all this money on my kids, screw the credit card companies, and I'm just going to do it on myself. So they get paid at the beginning of the month. Traditional publishers, see, this is where the autism comes in. I did all this research. Traditional publishers publish on Tuesdays. So I, being an indie author, don't want to compete with that because they are much more known. They have a better market. I go on Thursdays. So I always publish the first Thursday on a February of that year. So I do have a rhyme and a reason. But I do have a little log line for each of my books that have come out already. So whenever you are ready, I shall just read my quick log line, which is just a single, like...
Yeah, go for it.
Ready? Go for it? Okay. Look. Okay, so this is glitched. Bum, bum, bum. Okay. When smallpox is released, Alessa, a fierce modern-day Spartan warrior, battles the biological threat and a shadowy organization hell-bent on world domination. So it's women kicking ass and seeking names. And there's mythology, there's romance, there's action-adventure, there's dystopian, there's spice. Now, I've been told, they're like, okay, this is the different demographics. I've had one person say that there's too much spice and that I clearly had different morals than them. And then, oh, it's fine. They're great. I love them. I had an interview with them. They're fantastic. We just came from different sides of the religion diagram. I don't know, diorama, whatever. And we talked and I was like, hey, you're more than welcome to feel however you wanted to feel because I used that as part of my marketing. So thank you. And they were like, I'm glad that you didn't see that as a negative thing. I was like, if someone says there's too spice, that is never a bad thing. So, and then I've had other people that say that my books aren't spicy, but when the spice hits, it's hot. It's spicy. So it's great because it's not like other books where the whole book is full of it. It's got a main plot line, and then when it makes sense, the bam bam happens. And the bam bam be good. I'm pretty good at reading. I'm pretty good at writing them.
This year, as far as indie author books that I have read, and we've read several so far this year, but Alessa is one of my more favorite because I love me some action. I do. I love me some action. And then there's pieces of me that in like a parallel universe would actually stand up for herself and go kick people's asses and actually do these things. So the fact that there's like the revenge side of it plus the action, and she's starting to like remember some things over time that like these pieces are coming back, and I'm just like, like she's one of my favorites. So thank you for that.
Thank you. I appreciate it. We needed more women kicking ass in the world. We needed more representation because we just were not having enough with all of these rights being taken away from us left and right. And let me tell you, my third book will be banned, and that's okay. Just wait. And then Shattered is the second book in the series. Shattered, in the second installment of the Glitch series, Alessa, a fierce modern-day Spartan warrior, navigates a treacherous deal she made with Hades as she races against time to rescue her missing sister, all whilst grappling with the revelations about her heart and the love she thought was lost forever. That's the second. And so this is the one that I'm doing right now. It is by far my favorite of the series. I am having so much fun. I had always looked forward to it. It's Forged.
Yeah,
me and my husband have been designing these. Yeah. In the third book of the Glitch series, after Alessa and her fellow Spartans discover those who consumed the artificial sweetener ambrosia succumb to uncontrollable rage, Alessa is forced to confront her long-prophesied destiny, resulting in either the salvation or damnation of the future of humankind. So there are zombie-like creatures called the Frenzied. It gets dark, and I freaking love it. I'm here for it. It talks about forced impregnations. How the governments are taking away rights. I'm not kidding. It's gonna be my books make you look at the real world and ask you, what if? I mean, what if? Because my first book is about a pandemic, wrote it in 2012. That was fun watching that go down. The second book is about artificial sweeteners and her trying to find her sister. And then the third book is about the side effects that came from the artificial sweeteners that were not supposed to happen, but they will fully take advantage on. And I do include, like in book 2, there was a narcissistic a-hole of a man. I wanted people who are in those relationships to feel seen, even though I never have been. I feel like I wrote it pretty understandably and well. So I hope I did them justice.
I appreciate your writing in a sense of like, there are some people who, and I'm sure you both have experiences, but there are some people who, depending on their genre, they're kind of reaching in a sense of, how do I explain it? Like, when you're a well-established author and there are, you have representation and you have all this marketing done for you and you have all these things, there's a certain like reach in your writing that you get to a point where you have like these incredible editors and all those things, right? Then there are some indie authors, not very many, but there are some indie authors that like they're trying to hit that reach and it's just not there. And your writing is wonderful. There's the intellectual side of it, of course, but then there's the easy to understand and the storyline follows. And I like it a lot.
Well, thank you. I just wrote a book that I'd want to read. Like, that's literally it. I wanted a book because I personally love those. Like, my husband makes fun of me. He's like, you would think Star Wars is a love story. I'm like, it is.
It is.
And he's like, you think The Mummy is a love story? I'm like, it is.
It
Like,
is.
that's how I see it. I am the woman who loves the action adventure. I love having the men and women kick ass. And that's what's great about these books. The men don't come in and save the day. The men come in and help build up the woman and say, hey, I remember what type of person you are. Let's get you back to it so that way you can seek revenge against these MFers. Like, there's a point to having the men around. They don't come in, they don't save the women, they don't sweep them off their feet. And that's not talking down on men, but that's how it should be in real life. They should be building people up, not tearing people down.
Yeah.
Yeah, which, oh my God, the number of times that we have preached that, just the two of us on the phone, let alone on the show. And you were talking about your demographic and how you sell to women and to men just as much. We have mostly male listeners on this show, which is surprising with the amount of shit that we talk about how absolute trash men are in general.
Some of them like that.
I think that's why.
Fun fact, in high school, I wanted to be a dominatrix. So, fun fact.
Who doesn't?
Right? Yeah.
I say it all the time, but the amount of men who have unprompted asked me to peg them, I just...
Unprompted. That's fabulous.
So many. I think all men just want to be called a good boy.
Ooh. Yeah, and it's funny that you say that because I did accidentally include some of my kinks in book 3, so I was
Excellent.
like
Love
when
that.
I read them, I'm like, oh! So now you can yeah. So the smart things Alessa says is definitely me. Like, it cracks me up reading it. I'm like, oh my God, okay. Well, I didn't mean to, but that just kind of happened. You kind of include a little bit of yourself in every character without meaning to when you're the one writing them.
Yeah.
So
my next question for you is actually kind of perfect in this. Do you have a favorite scene from any of the books? Like, you said the third book is kind of pulling in some more kinks, but like, is there a scene for you that's just like the best one that you feel that you really like?
Yes. In the first book, when she remembers his name, she remembers the Spartan's name, and it's not a huge thing for her. It's not giving anything away. But when she remembers his name, they're sitting in the car. And when I read it and heard it, I was like, woo! And it took me back when she was like, Damon, and he was like, say my name again. And she was like, what? And he goes, say it again. And I was just like,
I think I sent a message to you because I was listening to the audiobook and I was like, oh,
yes, I think it was you. Yeah, I've had several people that are like, that's the line. And I was like, yeah, that is the line. Like, by far, that's my favorite. Like, and then obviously there's the action adventure scene where they're jumping when they're in the warehouse. And there's flames going up and the whole warehouse is on fire. It reminds me very much of like The Mummy with like flames all around and like jumping from this to that and kicking ass. I really like that. But that scene just hit me so much that it's just such a little thing, but it's just like, that just happened. Like,
but it's so cute too, because imagine, like, for me, I hope that a lot of other people do this, but maybe I'm a fucking weirdo. For me, I'm imagining myself either as the main character or like in the back seat as like a side character kind of person who's like witnessing it in real.
Now I've got the comical thing of you sitting in the back seat watching them.
But like I just see it in my head where she says his name and he like kind of does a double take and is like, say that again. And it's just the grovelly voice where it's like, say that
exactly.
Again. And I'm like, oh,
and he like says each word like, say it again.
Yes.
And it's like
hot. So hot.
Okay. I shall. I just love that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I actually write my books and read books like I'm watching a movie. I love movies. And I am just, so I watch it play out. That's why I write in third person, because I actually write it like a movie. So I don't write it like you can always see in her head, like you can always see in his. I am more focused on the physical things. Now, I do say some of the things that they are thinking, like such a brief blip, but I am more focused on the physical things in the room, how they're acting, what the reactions look like. I am more of a physical person. I don't show them what's going on, but I help them through it like the readers. But yeah, that's how I read it. And so let's see, in Shattered, I can't say it, but it's when she realizes something and then she attacks someone. I mean, it's just, so I can say who it is because Brielle is in the second book. And she's the bitch you love to hate. She's going to be through all the books because you just, she's the one you just cling to that you're like, oh, I just want to punch her and do other things. Like all my friends are like, she needs to die in the most horrible way ever. And I'm like, it is what it is. She's gotta be her. She gotta be herself. But I even hate writing her. Like I just cringe. And my narrator actually laughs when she's doing her voice. She's like, she's just such a hateful person. And then she starts laughing because my narrator isn't. So to hear her do that voice is just freaking hilarious. But she sees Brielle who she fucking hates. And she just charges her. And it is the best scene. Just, it's so vindicated. Like you just like, get her. Go get her, Alessa. And I just love that. I really like the scenes where Alessa's just like, I'm gonna take you out, you stupid bitch.
I love that.
Yeah.
And as a woman, especially in like today's society, right? How much like joy do you get of seeing a character do that where you're like, that, like for me, that's me in a parallel universe where like I'm fairly timid but like outgoing but also non-confrontational, so I'm hoping that the other person of me is just a charger go-getter, like fucking I'll kick your ass because I fucking want to type of person. So I love it when characters are written like that.
I will be your person. I will be both.
Thank
of your
you.
People. That's why I actually attract a lot of introverts. I am introverted only because I don't like being around people. That sounds really weird. I was always an extrovert growing up. I loved being in the social scene, but I enjoy being at home with my people, once I've had children and stuff, much more than going out and stuff. I have no problem telling the kid at the playground, hey, watch yourself. Which you don't know what kind of mom, you don't know what kind of person you're going to be until you're in that moment. I have no problem being the mama bear for any of my friends or even in a social situation with just my friends and not the kids, like I will stand up for anybody. I don't know. I feel like I have a very fiery spirit. And yeah, being a dystopian author with a kick-ass woman and Spartan woman, I can't sit back and watch injustice happen. It royally pisses me off, like really bad. It sparks a flame within my soul.
We collectively, Erika and I, after we met you at Lit and Libations, and it was kind of like that with almost every author that came up. Like, as soon as the person either introduced themselves and said, "Hey, can I come record?" or as soon as they just came over and recorded, her and I both, after you walked away, we were both like, we fucking love this person. Like, she has to come on the show. Like, immediately we were
Yeah.
both attached.
Yeah.
So I appreciate
you.
that you are my person and you're going to be the feral woman that I need. Erika and I
Absolutely.
both call each other out on a regular basis where we're like, we're going to be the woman that we wanted to be for us right now, and I'm going to hurt your feelings. But dot, 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 dot. So
Yeah.
yeah, we need good women in our corner for sure.
Well, you're welcome. I'll be there for you. I have no problem. That's why whenever my friends they text me and I'm like, "Who is it? What do I need to do?" I am that friend. I am truly that friend. I don't have any qualms. It probably also helps that my give a damn is busted. Yeah. And but I was not raised like this. My mom's saying was, "Who taught you to not care what other people thought?" That was literally what I grew up on. So this is just all me, baby. All me.
I love it because there's a piece of me that's learning in my 30s to be more direct and waste less time because it's, God, Erika and I have talked about this a lot, but the compliment sandwich, while, in some decades that was effective for people, but it's such a waste of fucking time. And while the
Yeah.
intention is not to just hurt the person's feeling, but simply to be direct, I'm also hearing, like, my sister-in-law had this conversation with last week, and she is a very direct person. She is very, not necessarily dry, because she is sarcastic. She has a wonderful sense of humor, but some of the people that she works with thinks that she's just a giant bitch, when really she's just being direct and she's not wasting time in the politeness of it all.
I love those people. Yeah, I
Mhm.
appreciate, especially when doctors and stuff. I'm just like, give it to me straight. I don't care. Same with teachers. You're not helping me. Tell it to me. And that's why whenever my beta readers read it, I'm like, don't sugarcoat it. Tell me truthfully, because if you're like, I really liked it, but it sucked, that doesn't help me be a better author. That doesn't help me be better for my readers. I shall get there.
I
It's
have
fine.
a couple of other questions. So, for your process, your writing process, like you did mention it already that the kids go to dad and you leave the house and you go somewhere else. So if you are
Yeah.
getting into writing mode,
That was a while ago.
Oh.
Stay home now.
okay. But if you're getting into writing mode, what's your process? Do you have a process?
I say, I'm gonna go right now. And then I pull out my laptop and then I plop down wherever I'm at. I have this really cool, like, little desk thing that just like pump anywhere I'm at. So I can just sit down on the couch, and then I have my colorful, cool flame thing that I got from Tiki Taki. And that heater, have you seen it? The heater that changes like 12 different colors and pumps out heat like no other. I love it.
Yes.
Yes. Oh, absolutely.
Yes.
So the dust city just pops out wherever I'm at, so I can just be on my tablet. The issue is I have Ehlers-Danlos, and I also have an SI joint that's basically disintegrated to nothing. So being on a yoga ball isn't the best thing for me right now. So I haven't wrote on my computer like probably since February, which is very unusual for me. But this year I actually got done with my writing sooner, so I'm not as stressed out as I have been. Like the first year I quit glitched, I ended up in the hospital because I thought I was having a stroke. Turned out it was just a migraine. Did you know migraines can make you lose your vision and have your body go numb? Mm-hmm. Found that out the hard way. It's like being a woman's heart or something. So that happened just a few days, like a week before my first publication of the Glitch series. So that was fun. But now I just pop a squat wherever I'm at, and I actually pop in my AirPods on the not the silence mode, but you dim the outside noise mode.
Oh,
And I just
like
play my
the
soundtrack.
mhm.
Yeah, cancel noise. Yeah, cancel the noise. Yeah. So I do that while I listen to my forged because I have playlists for each of my books. They are available on Apple Music and Shopify. Oh my gosh. Hello. What? Spotify.
Spotify.
Shopify. So the playlists are available for Glitch, Shattered, and Forged on Apple Music and Spotify now. So it is all on my website as well. There's the links to it. But yeah, you can listen to it. So that way you get a vibe. Because a lot of my readers are like, okay, come on. Like, it's been a year. We need to get on with the book. Like, I'm super excited. And I'm like, just listen to you're going to cry. Like, my beta readers told me they literally cried for 4 chapters. I'm
Oh,
going to your heart
I
out.
love that.
I know, I do too. I'm high highs, low lows. So there is a lot of this in my books. I make you feel, which that's what I need in a movie. That's what I need in books. I want to feel something so powerful that it moves me. But I can't just stay there. I can't just stay in the dark place.
Mhm.
It needs to be light. So that's what my books give to the world. Darkness and light.
I talk about it all the time. One of my favorite series by Catherine Arden, the Winter Night series. I think the first one is The Bear and the Nightingale. It is like that. It's not even that long, but I'm like, oh, the tragedy is fantastic. It's great. I love it
Yeah.
so much. And the high, again, the highs are high and the lows are lows. And between the second book ends abruptly. And then the third book starts exactly where it ends.
Oh,
It's not even a cliffhanger. It's like mid battle. It stops. I'm so glad I read that series when they were all out, because if the third one was not out when I finished that book, I would have fucking lost my mind.
that's the problem that I'm having.
It's so good. It's so good.
Books like this will make me cry for sure, like full on tears, because I'm a crier. But the fact that Erika loves these books and she loves the emotion of them will not shed a tear. And it makes me laugh because while we are the same person on so many levels, there's so many things I'm such an emotional asshole. Yes. And then after seeing her in Alabama, I figured out, guys, any of our listeners, I figured out why Erika doesn't cry. It's because the bitch is dehydrated and doesn't drink enough water. So that's the only thing that will make me feel better, because I will cry at the drop of a hat. And Erika,
she drinks. She's trying. You reminded her. She choked on her water.
It's the only thing that makes sense to me. I can't, because I'm so emotional. And we're going to say, does a good job of regulating her emotions internally, even though we both know that's not the case. But
no, I just suppress them until they turn into cancer later.
Yes, you suppress them until it turns into a chronic illness. Absolutely.
Yes. Do I already have thyroid problems? Yes. Have I since I was 25? Yes.
God. So, but the emotional up and downs of your book of different series too are just it's what we live for, the emotional.
Yes.
And it's like that in every single one of my books. I'll be like, yes, we're having a good moment, and then rug pulled out. And then, here, let me give you a step stool. And then I'm like, oh, let me trip you. It's fine.
With your writing, because we talked about kind of what your process is, but what happens to you? What is your version of, now I'm going to totally forget what it's called, writer's block?
Wait, what? What is my version of writer's block?
What's your process? Is it a, you just don't write for weeks because you just can't, or you switch gears and you write about something totally abstract?
I don't have writer's block. I don't have writer's block. I can picture I have the entire series out in my head right now. Like, it's from start to finish. I know exactly what's going to happen. I don't know the integral parts, like the little connecting dots, the little pieces that go together that really make the whole, but I know the main points, the main plot points of the entire series. So I just sit down and watch it happen in my head is what it is. So when I, like, especially the fight scenes, when I'm talking about their body positioning, the dances, I actually play the music that I have in the playlist for that chapter. I play them and make a dance to it. And then I describe the dance to the readers. Like, it is all very visceral for me. I make you like see it and feel it and taste it. And I want you to be a part of my book. Like, you're actually there. Like you said, you're in the back seat. I want you to be a backseat driver in my books. But yeah, I want you to see it happening. And that's why I don't write from the first person, because Alessa's knocked out or like unconscious for most of book one. Like, not most of it, but a good portion. Like, a lot of it is her memories. And then, like, she wouldn't know what other people were saying about her. Like, that would knock out a good portion of my book if the other people didn't have their parts. So
I
I'm like,
prefer third person to first person. Like, I think it's definitely the books that I grew up reading were all in third person. Like, I love fucking Highlander romance with like Fabio covers. Like, ugh.
I love that.
I've probably read 1,000 of those books. I'm not even exaggerating. But they're all like in third person, so I think I was just like more used to it. But like now first person is more popular, but I still like third person better for that reason. Like, I want to know everything that's happening. I don't just want to see it from one character's perspective.
Yeah.
If it's dual POV, I like it because there's a lot of like romances that I really like that are dual POV, which is good. But if it's just one character from their perspective, I think I'm just a nosy bitch, and I'm like, but I want to know
Right?
everything.
I don't want to just know everything she's thinking or the move she's making when they're making love. I want to know what he's doing to her too. Like, yeah.
Yes.
Hot.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. You're welcome. That's all I can say. That's all I can say in book 3 is you're welcome. I wrote it.
That's like a catchphrase of the podcast, so I appreciate it very much. Very much. With this series, because you're talking about releasing a book a year, do you already have another series in mind, or do you think maybe there might be like a spin-off series or just a spin-off book about a certain character or something like that?
Okay, so I will give you the rundown. I plan on publishing 2 books this year. And I don't know if it's the start of a new series or if it's going to be a standalone, but is literally, I got the idea one day when the government was pissing me off, and I was just like, I can't handle this anymore. The only thing I can do legally is write a book about it. And I am going to write a book about a female vigilante for hire. And so I'm going to have her have a tragic backstory about how her husband tried to kill her and, domestic violence. And she changed for the better because of that and framed her own death. So everybody around her thinks she's dead. She takes his money. She has her friend basically figure out how to make it look like he donated to charity. That doesn't exist. She's going to take his money and then become a vigilante for hire, and people who have been wronged, raped, everything are going to hire her to take that person out. It's going to be fantastical. That's the first book. Then I'm going to get back to writing my fourth. And I think it's because I've had this book series in my head for so long that it is depressing to think about being done with it. So I don't want to write the fourth book. Like, even the third book, I was really dragging my feet, even though it was my favorite one to write. It's sad. It's the end of an era for me. And then if it gets picked up, by a TV show, like, the HBO or Netflix would be freaking amazing for this. It'd be epic for having Spartans still exist as a secret civilization dedicated to protecting humankind. Absolutely. That'd be amazing. And then I have the 2 this year, the female vigilante, and I'm going to have her go by the name Pandora because, Pandora's box, you open Pandora's box and all hell breaks loose. Because, so that's going to be like kind of her name in the series. It's going to be her, the name of her business. So she's going to go by. And then the 4th book in the Glitch series, which I will announce for you ladies. I have not told anybody yet. So the 4th book in the Glitch series is going to be Scorched. So glitched, shattered, forged, and scorched. So, and it's going to have purple flames. Yeah. Okay. And it actually worked out perfectly because the hottest flame is purple. And I didn't know that. So it was always going to be purple flames. I was trying to figure out a title, and Scorched just worked because I was doing past tense, single word around the same letters that had to do with the book. Yeah. So in the 4th book, it's just a whole bunch of this. Boom. Like shit just hits the fan and before and just goes crazy. It does leave it open. Okay. So this series is going to be wrapped up with book 4. This in this universe. But there is the possibility in the future for having a segue of a few of the characters or but it won't be the main ones in this one. It is going to leave open the segue for a future. So, but yes. Now, the next book that I actually have planned after the after the Glitch series is going to be a standalone and is going to be called Cruel Eyes. It's going to be based on, did you ever see the movie Labyrinth with David Bowie? Okay, I'm just making sure. I know you're my ladies, and we have very similar likes. But so it is going to be based off of a woman who is out on a date with her husband, and they get attacked, and she makes Goblin King, but instead it's going to be Morpheus, which is the King of Dreams, and she's going to do the whole come and take this attacker away from me, and he takes her husband. And she's going to be like, no, that's not who I meant. And he's like, well, tough shit. If you want him back, you got to go find him. And so then she's got to do the maze and figure out what's going on. And she's going to meet several different, creatures because you can't do the fanfic thing of, doing exactly. It won't be like a caterpillar and Huggle and all that. It'll be separate entities, but it will tie into why he was taken. And at the end, she's going to confront him and he's going to be falling for her the whole time. So that will be more of a romantasy.
Ooh, I love that already.
Love the Goblin King. I still watch it and I'm like, yes. Say yes, Sarah.
Yes.
He is the first. He is the first Daddy Dom. He is the first. I will do anything for you. Just cherish me. Okay.
Literally. Literally.
Yeah.
Literally. Also, this made me think of because I am like you, I just remember weird things that aren't helpful.
Yes.
But there is a in Slavic mythology, there's Kolshe the Deathless, which is
yes.
So that one of the myths or whatever is he I think he kidnapped a prince and then they had to find him, and it was very Trials of Hercules kind of thing, but without the killing of his family and stuff.
Right.
But there was a lot of stuff like that. He had to go and capture a magical horse from Baba Yaga's herd or whatever, and then he had to. But there was it always it kind of reminds me of that because it's actual trials versus just finding your way through a labyrinth.
Yeah. No, it's going to be actual trials, and she's going to be remembering things because he is, of course, the King of Dreams. So he's going to be making these happen to her, making her basically daydream and like hallucinate. So yeah, it's gonna be great. And because I've always loved Labyrinth. This is my favorite movie. Even my kids are like, "Are we gonna watch it?" I've gone and seen the in-person concerts where they play in front of the movie. Oh, epic! I recommend it for anybody. I will go back. Yeah, it's fantastic. So, yeah.
The town that I used to live in, they do like retro movie nights. And I went 3 times the weekend that they did Labyrinth because I fucking love it so much. Now, on the flip side, this is just random, but have you seen Pan's Labyrinth?
Of course, and I love it. My book was actually one of the editors of Glitch compared me and said it was like I was watching a Guillermo del Toro movie in my mind. And I was like, that is the biggest compliment. Like, if my book were turned into a movie, I would 100%, even though there is romance in this, 100%, he would be my top pick. I would be so floored. It would be incredible. Oh, this series would, like, yeah, this could definitely be turned into a visual.
It would crush. It would crush.
Oh,
for
yeah.
sure. Well, before we wrap, let's talk about what, because this episode will release like probably right after the new year. I want to say maybe the first or second week because beautifully, moving, mental health trauma, Erika and I just not having enough time, literally being
Babe, you
understaffed.
take your time. I'm not going nowhere. I have no plans to leave.
Just so we know, like timeline wise, can you give your events for the first few months of the year, or if there's any huge events that you can talk about for the rest of the year? Tell us about that. That way we can make sure it gets in the episode.
Yeah, hold on. Author events. I have a note for this, I think. I thought I did. It's somewhere. There we go. All right. So February 5th, 2026, I will be at Red and Rooted in Blue Springs, Missouri. Yep, time TBA because they had just moved into a new building, so I'm sure it'll be that evening. Then that Saturday will be the 7th, and I will be at Barnes and Noble. And you actually just reminded me that she just texted me and said, I didn't write down a time. What time are you coming in? So I need to do that. March will be Planet Comic-Con here in Kansas City. And that is the end of March. So.
Excellent.
Excellent. Yeah, right? I'm trying. Yeah, so that'll be March 27th, 28th, and 29th.
There's a reason why Sarah is in charge of our calendar.
Girl, no judgment. And then throughout the year, I will be applying for the Boozy Book Fest that they have multiple times throughout the year in Kansas City. So hopefully I'll get into 1 or 2 of those bad boys. Love doing those. Always have a great time. And then sometime over the summer, there will be a Rendezvous with Romance. And that is in Blue Springs as well. It is put on by Red and Rooted. And we don't know a date or time for that just yet. I will be applying for that as well. And then the Books by the Arch is actually in St. Louis, and that'll be in October. Oh. So it is actually just been going on for a few years from the looks of it, and it is a huge author event that happens once a year, and it's right by the Arch in St. Louis, hence the name. But it is October 10th, Books by the Arch. So I will be in that as well. I'm trying to stay in Missouri. I don't have the finish, like you said. A lot of people don't like going with non-finished series. So until I finish the series completely, I won't be doing any events outside of the state. It just wouldn't move me. The amount of people that would be, when you're finished, let me know. And I completely understand. I grew up Twilight and Divergent and Hunger Games where we read as we went. We had no problem waiting. But our society has become so much of the insta-click, instant gratification that we're just like, no thanks. I want them all done, which I totally get. But that doesn't help when you get the rest done because it all costs money. So like once I sell these books at all the events this year, I'm hoping to have enough to get an audiobook done for Forge. I was going to do one, but then the AC and the heater broke. So we need heat and AC. Being in Missouri, we need both. So speaking of, it's flurrying today. We're supposed to get snow tomorrow.
I'm gonna be in Springfield. Well, we're both gonna be in Springfield by the end of the week, and I'm like, fuck. I moved to Texas and I stashed away all of my coats. So I'm like, I'm gonna just have to be like
you
sweatshirts and closed-toed shoes. Like,
yeah, same. I'm just gonna have to suffer. I live in North Carolina where at night it might get down to 40. I mean, there are a few cold snaps during the year, but for the vast majority of the time during the day, it's at least 50 degrees.
Last night here in Missouri, it got down into the 30s by like, I think 8 o'clock at night, and our electricity went out. There was a tree that went down on a pole. So me being the planned person I am, I've literally bought a little hanging hook for each and every one of our rooms, and I have flashlights hanging on every single hook so the kids know right where to go. Where we live, our electricity goes out like 5 to 10 times a year. It's just, I don't know what it is. So I bought like the big battery backups because we all sleep with fans. Or the sound machines. We can't do it without. So yeah, right. So we all like hunker down in the basement. We bring all of our our twin mattresses in the basement, and then we sleep on like the pull-out couch and the twin mattresses, and we have like a crash pad for the kids. And we take those and we all just survive in the basement for a little bit. And we have like lanterns hanging up on the ceiling. We have hooks from the ceiling, not for fun purposes for adults, but we had swings for my neurodivergent children when they were younger.
Yes.
Didn't take advantage of those. Could possibly at some day whenever we're not afraid of that. When they're not waking up throughout the night. Yes. Right now, that is a definite no. We do not want to damage our children or scar them.
choice of parenting versus other things.
Really?
Like, man, did you watch that sex show on Netflix? The sex room where the older lady built sex rooms for. Oh, it's fantastic. Yes, it's fantastic. I love her attitude and her personality. I wanted there to be a season 2 so bad, but there wasn't.
The lady is so like all of the people, all of her clients, everything is so like positively sexual. There's no like undertones of shame. There's no like none of that stuff. It is super. Meg introduced that to me like 2 years ago. It is so good.
Yeah, I'll have to watch it.
So hanging and just fun to watch. It was so great. And then I'm like, I have a sex room in my house.
Really?
I don't need that storage. Oh, God.
Same. Also same.
Like my office where I keep all my books and like mail stuff out is also the extra pantry, the tornado shelter, and where we store our extra shoes. Like it's a multi-use facility.
And it could also be a multi-use facility. So
yeah.
I don't. We're not going to be doing that on swings next to my books, ladies. Like that's one thing, but trying to like that's work and fun. We separate the two.
But what a scene that would make.
Truly.
I mean, it's funny that you say that because I've had family members who are like, I can't read your book because I picture you. And I'm like, I'm not Alyssa. Tristan is not Damon. However, it is funny that Damon's personality is my husband. And that's actually how I created the two characters without realizing it until Glitch was published. I made Camden the blonde-haired, hazel-eyed, fun, outgoing, like just that positive person. And then I made Damon very strict, protective. So I made Camden the golden retriever and Damon the German Shepherd. So, and Damon's very stoic and protect the girl, and he does have his sarcastic moments, but he's not nearly as like lively and bubbly. And I was like, oh shit, I made my husband. Like, I had an entire book series to create the man of my dreams, and I put my husband in his shoes. I mean, that's a good thing, but I was just like, lack of original, I guess. Just use what you know.
Exactly. Yes.
I love you guys too. I truly am very glad that I've gotten to know you guys and that we met at that wonderful event. I'm so glad.
I know.
Did you guys got to go this year, right?
We did sign up for the event in November. Yes.
Yes. So Sarah went.
Oh, has it not happened? Yeah, it has. Okay.
Yeah. Sarah went. I missed my flight. And then I couldn't get another flight. So Sarah did it by herself.
Yeah,
at
that time I can imagine. First off, I'm sorry, and second, I'm sorry. That had to be a lot of. Did you do okay?
So the whole weekend was just like Erika is my other half. So without the other half, I sort of felt like, fuck it, I don't want to do the event without her. But I was sort of convinced by Meg and Vanessa Kramer to just like push through. And then Vanessa Kramer came and guest hosted with me, and it worked out really well. Like,
she is so, that's good. She's such a player.
yes. So I was very grateful, but it was not the show that we were obviously hoping for. But we did get a newsletter sign up. It was just, it wasn't the right vibe. But I felt better like showing up for the pod because we did have really good conversations with people, and we did get, we got to see a bunch of the people that we saw in May, and Grandma Vita was there, so we got to see Grandma Vita. So like, it was lovely. It just wasn't what we were hoping for.
I can't believe it's already been a year since I met you ladies. Like, with you saying that, I was like, wow.
It's
April.
Last November.
Or May.
In May.
April or May.
We met in May.
Stop it. Did I do an event in April or May? Was that the last time I did it? Oh, that's funny.
But it's even better because it does feel like we've been friends for a long time, and it warms my heart.
Really clearly. We met like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Obviously.
I'm clearly great with
these on Facebook. Yeah.
Well, let's wrap. Tell us where your books can be found. Tell us like what's the best way to kind of get in touch with you if people have questions. What's your
So if you want to get in on the discounted rate, I would definitely do the pre-orders on the eisleyRosebooks.com. I also have a newsletter on there for you to sign up. You can sign up. It was like translated instructions. Oh my gosh. Okay. So I love it when I call myself out on my crap. Oh my God. And then so I'll actually send out like an extra 15% or sorry, an extra 5% off to those on my newsletter as well, just to give them a little tidbit. So that'll be tomorrow, the 1st that's available. All my series will be available on at Red and Rooted, at Katie's Books in Lee Summit. Red and Rooted is in Blue Springs, Barnes and Noble, any location and online. I have recently found them on Walmart and Target. Online, hold on. Basement Books in North Kansas City usually has them. I'm like, where is it available?
The way that your face is like glitching and we're like watching it live is fucking greatest.
I swear I can spell. I mean, it's
I do admin. I have an administrative job, and people for some reason assume I know how to spell because I like check stuff. like, to make sure the format is right. And I'm like, oh, you sweet summer child. I use spell check. I don't know how to spell
No,
that.
that's absolutely. I'm trying to where glitched. Okay, hold on. IsleyRoseBooks.com, Katie's Books in Lee Summit, Red Rooted in Blue Springs, Missouri. See, I have all this. I just gotta get there. It's actually available at Lara's Cakes and Bakes in Blue Springs, Missouri. So that's like if you want to go have some gluten-free treats and stuff, they also sell my book. Based on books in KC and Liberty, Missouri, Freedom Literature in Harrisonville, the Crafty Bookstore, which is online, Raven Bookstore, which is in Lawrence, Kansas, the Bookworm, which is in Omaha, Nebraska, holla, bookshop.org, the Zon, and Barnes & Noble. And then, of course, on the Libby app or at any mid-continent public library in the Kansas City area. Oh, okay. So
That's crazy. That's awesome.
I will also be selling like a collection of character art. I have Alessa, Damon, Camden, Seraphine, and Quaid.
I love character art. I love character art.
Yeah, it's a thing. I'm trying to look around. I remember got it all. It's crazy. And my life is a hot mess and a half. It is in chaotic. What is it? Chaotic organization. Like it's in little. I think I know where
organized chaos.
Yeah, you know what I meant. Thanks, girl. You're my other half. You get it. Sarah was saying you were her other half. Legit.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just so glad that you guys have asked me to be on here.
Eisley, is there anything else that you want to add before we wrap?
My books are LGBTQ plus, like friendly. There's nothing against otherwise. There's not like characters that there's side characters that are non-binary and stuff because Spartans don't believe in gender. It even says in Shattered that gender is literally just because of whatever society has put on them. It's completely made up. So my characters are not necessarily, I mean, they're Spartans. The women are strong in fighting and the men are strong in fighting. They're all equal. There's no classes anymore because they needed to survive. And it does go into further detail about how all that happens. But yeah, no, it's, my books they try to include everybody. I try to help everybody be seen. I do kill myself in the first book, with it targeting genetically insuperior people, but that's just, I mean, the run of the game. He targets people who have diseases that are genetic that can take you out, which I do, and I take myself out in the first book, and that's not by any means targeting anybody. That's just the premise. And it says in the beginning of every book, this is not the belief of the author. It is purely for entertainment purposes. It's just a good storyline.
Mm-hmm.
That being said, then, are there any triggers that readers need to be looking out for?
Yes. So I have not included any trigger warnings in any of my previous books, which apparently, I should have. It's fine. Like I said, that's like my saying. It's fine. However, in my third book, my beta reader was like, so honey, you should definitely have some. And I was like, oh, you think? And she was like, yeah, I do. So she actually wrote a nice little list for me. And I am so thankful for her because let's see. SA, drugging, talks of abortion, not an actual one, but talks of it. Death, child, graphic, kidnapping, gore, ableism, childbirth, mental illness, panic attacks, and explicit sex, which, it is my book, so I just won't be including that. But it definitely has forced impregnation. It doesn't have any scenes of it. They just talk about it. So it's not graphic by any means, except for the airplane crash scene, because it's not great. There's some gore in that. I had to describe it. It's not going to be pretty if you crash an airplane.
Truly.
Well, I'm a huge fan. I listened to the audiobook on Glitch, and it is so good. I am a huge fan. And I'm definitely excited to read book 3 because we all love some good kink scenes. We all love that. And the premise of it, I mean, honestly, Alessa is, I'm a fan. So, Erika, do you want to roll us?
This is so hard. I fuck it up every single time. I have to do the spirit fingers. It doesn't work otherwise.
I just love how she's like,
yes.
I'm sending my positive vibes your way, babe. You got this. We'll do the spirit fingers with you.
Gets me. Okay. Okay, that's it for us, guys. Thank you so much for listening. We love you. Don't forget to check our Linktree and our socials. Like, comment, subscribe, all of those things. Please leave a comment, 5 stars, obviously. Join our Discord. We have a book club that we definitely never forget about. Our affiliates are Everyday Dose, Primal Queen, and Forever. And we love you, and without you, we would be potting into the void.
You did such a good job! Yeah, I'm so proud of you.
I'm pretty sure I didn't forget anything.
No, you didn't even falter. You did great.
I don't remember the last time that happened. We've been doing this
blacked
podcast
out. You
for
can
like
see
a
the look
year
on
and a
her
half.
face. She blacked out.
actually, Erika, the pod birthday is this weekend while we're in Springfield. The 2-year birthday.
Yes.
So I'm excited.
I am too.
All right.